Hey, welcome. It's Facebook Live Tuesday, and today's topic is how to tune into your inner wisdom to get out of your own way. We all get out of our own way many times. You know, we overthink, we overjudge, we get critical, and that overthinking prevents us from tuning into our inner wisdom. And I'll tell you, I used to hear about inner wisdom, tuning into your inner guidance, and I would say, okay, that's fine, that's nice. But what I didn't realize, it's a whole lot more than just fine or nice. When we allow ourselves to tune into our inner wisdom, and we all have that, it just got buried along the way, the inner wisdom leads us on the right path in our business, in our relationships, in everything that we do. It's the best answers. It's our highest truths are right in here. It just got buried along the way. And I really started developing this piece, and this was a gift from the pandemic. In the first few months, business was slowing down and it was very quiet, and I moved all my business to Zoom at home, and I had a lot more time, and this became such a gift. And I decided that I was going to do a whole lot more spiritual development, and I came across a course called the Oracle Card Reading. I'm not going to get into what that is, but basically Oracle Cards, it's reading really cards about tuning into helping myself or others with what they want to know. But what it was really about was a course to learn to develop your intuition. And what a gift that was. And so what I learned is that it's all here. It's just that we have to quiet our mind to hear it and feel it. The thing is we tend to overthink, we get over busy, overstimulated. That's what I call the noise. And that noise will not allow us to hear the better answers that we all want. You know, some of us go to psychics. I've done it. You don't have to go to a psychic. It's all in here. And it's a training. It's a training of the mind and the spirit and the soul kind of all in one, to be quiet and listen and to trust. And it's truly a gift. So I'm going to show you the process of how I do it so I can transfer it to you. And I tell you, I have used trusting my inner guidance for not just since the pandemic. I was doing it before, but now I'm increasing it. And I've used it to ask questions about what's the next step I need to take in my business, in relationships, and even in my health. So I'll give you an example. This was recent because I had a health issue. I just came down with this inflammation in my body from an allergy. It was the very weirdest thing, where I was sleeping all the time. My body just crashed, and then I felt sickly all the time. This is not me at all. The last time I was sick was 15 years ago with cancer, and since then I've been full of energy and health, and I was just crashed, and it was awful, and I really wasn't getting answers from the doctors. So I went in and did this exercise I'm about to show you, where I just tune in and I ask the question. It's open-ended questions that you ask. And my question was, what would help me now to heal my body fully? And in particular, I was having these things, I'm still having them, but they're getting better now. They're like body zaps, almost like little electric shocks running through my body, a very weird symptom. But I just sat for guidance. You sit for guidance and you wait. And the answer said, Google it. Google the information. So I Googled it and I found, this is not a crazy thing. There are people that have this kind of thing, but I didn't know exactly what it was tied to. But basically it said it's about nerve disturbance. Okay, I got the information. Then I tuned in again and I asked the next question. What can I do now, holistically, I didn't want to take a drug, to calm down my nervous system? This nerve disturbance is what it was. And the answer I got, breath work. Now, I don't do a lot of breath work. So I Googled some things and I started doing some really nice, easy breathing that I was learning. And that made sense because it calms down the system. And what was really amazing is I was also taking a course online that was about inner and outer success. And in this one particular class, the next day was on health, and they taught yoga, Nidra, meditation, which again, guess what, calms down the nervous system, and that was my next step. And that's the beauty of this work. As you start opening up your consciousness, not only are you getting inner wisdom, but you start attracting other answers naturally like that. I'm sure it's happened a lot to you as well. So a very powerful exercise to get the answers, and I call them higher answers, maybe better answers than you would get from your conscious mind. So how we do it is I'm going to do it right now for you. And I'm going to use an open question. So here are some examples of open questions, but there are hundreds of them. So examples of questions can be, how can I open up my heart to feel more connected? That's one. How can I open up my confidence so that I can take the next steps to my business? What would it take to make $100,000? Those are examples of open-ended questions. How can I release my fear to love again? You can ask anything, whatever it is that you want. So these are open-ended. And I will write down underneath after this video, some other common questions that you might like as well. All right, so we're going to do it right now. We're just going to do the exercise. I'm going to give you one question, and you can just practice it. If you don't get something, and how people get an answer is they may hear words, they may sense it, they may have pictures, or sometimes you get the answer later. But intuition is something you develop because we're used to, well, I got to think this through and it's got to be logical. This is just kind of opening your heart and letting it come in. So normally when I do it to ask a question is I'll play some very mellow music. I might light a candle just to create an environment that's very peaceful and quiets the noise. So here it goes. And I would love to hear from you. If you did it, comment below what that was like and anything else you'd like to comment on what you got from today. All right, so go ahead and close your eyes and take a few simple breaths just to get you here in the present, letting go of the distractions as you're taking your breaths. And sometimes I like to breathe in the word peace and breathe out love. You don't have to, you can just do breaths. I like to say peace and love because it's energies that I love to be in. I breathe in peace, breathing out love. And as you begin to get more centered, imagine that you're going to center all your energy on your heart center. Instead of your mind, we put it in the heart center. And you can even put your hand on your heart if you like. As I say these words, I now set aside my ego doubts and conscious thinking mind and put a circle of light around me so that only infinite grace can come through. I give thanks in advance for the divine wisdom that I am about to receive. And so here's the question I'm going to give you that you can allow yourself to invite in intuition for the answer. And your answer might even be just one word. There's no right or wrong. And here's the question. What do I need to know today about staying in alignment for my highest good, for me and those around me? So basically you're just asking, what do I need to know for me today to stay in my highest good for myself and the people around me? Just close your eyes and we'll just take a few moments. So that's not a lot of time that I gave you, but of course you can come back and repeat this exercise where you have more time. Sometimes you'll get a quick answer. I did today, and sometimes it comes very fast. All I got today was one word, and it said stay centered. And then you'll think, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? And I'm thinking, then when I got the answer, I said, okay, that makes sense. If I'm aligned with being centered, everything that I do, whether I'm with clients or I'm going to be writing some emails and I'm starting a project, to center myself first so that I'm present with what I'm doing. I love that answer because sometimes I do forget to be centered, and that's what I need to hear. You don't want to evaluate it and saying, is that all? Simple can be powerful. So practice it. This is the gift of inner wisdom. I hope this was helpful to you. It has been huge for me in my life. I work with myself on healing my, like I just said, health issue, which has been powerful because when I got the answers, then I started doing the breath work and the yoga nidra, and I started feeling empowered instead of fearful. You see, this is wonderful because now you're knowing the best guided path to take. I've used it in my business to get answers. What should I do? Should I take this direction or that direction, or what step to take? It's amazing when you start practicing this. So practice it. It's a tool, it's a skill that we all need that will guide us to our higher life. Bye everyone. See you next week.